Welcome back, sports fans, to the only show that hits for the cycle day in and day out. I'm Kevin Cohen.
And I'm Chris Carr.
And today we're going back
and forth. Cal baseball team is 15-18 on the season, having lost 8 games in a row, including 2 series sweeps at the hands of Oregon State and Washington. In that Washington series last weekend, Mark Canha had a 19-game hitting streak snapped, and the Bears lost yesterday also to Stanford in a non-conference game 14-4. Now, Kevin, what is the problem with this Cal team right now?
Well, Chris, even before we talk about the pitching, the offense, and the defense needing to get better, I think we really need to go back to the basics and talk about always coming out with a positive attitude and really working on the mental aspects of the game before getting to the physical aspects.
And Kevin, I understand that that's really important in baseball especially, but when a team has lost 8 games in a row like Cal has, and they only have 3 wins in the Pac-10, that's going to be really hard for a team like this to be able to come out with a positive attitude. But the other thing that I wanted to point out is that they're starting a lot of young players. Marcus Semien got a couple starts in Washington for Michael Brady at third base because Brady is going to be gone at the end of the year, so they're trying to get those young players in there, and that doesn't lend to consistency, which also kind of puts Cal in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, and when you don't have that type of fluidity, that's what makes it hard on the players. When you don't know if you're going to play or not, that's really tough.
Well, and after this game against UC Davis on Wednesday, they're going to be coming back to Evans Diamond to play an Oregon program that hasn't had a program since 1981. So that might be a little bit helpful to get out of this funk.
The Cal softball team went head-to-head with Bay Area rival Stanford this past weekend in the Big Pitch and came away with a series victory with a walk-off win on Saturday, courtesy of Taylor Kelly. Now, Chris, with the Bears taking 2 out of 3 games from the second-ranked Cardinal and all the momentum behind them, what kind of effect do you think this series will give them heading into the rest of the Pac-10 season?
Well, Kevin, I think it's going to have a really positive effect for the Bears because anytime you beat the number 2 team in the country in any sport, no matter what, it's a big deal. And, to beat Bay Area rival Stanford is also a big thing for the Bears. And one of the things I wanted to point out about the series against the Cardinal is that Valerie Arioto, she pitched 7 innings and had 5 Ks in one of the games, and then the next day, she comes back with a 3-for-3 day, 2 doubles. She's a big contributor right now.
Yeah, great points. And I also wanted to talk about shortstop Taylor Kelly, Pac-10 Player of the Week, and also after making 3 errors on Saturday, came back and hit the 2-run walk-off home run to seal the deal. And that really shows me the toughness and grit characteristic of a championship team. Now, I'm not calling them a championship team quite yet, but I feel that they really demonstrated the qualities of a championship team.
When you talk about the power, too, Kate Kahuna had 2 home runs in the Stanford series, and she has 42 on the year. That's 3rd all-time in program history for the Bears. Moving on to women's tennis, the Cal program is now ranked number 8 in the country and has a record of 16-4 overall and 6-1 in the Pac-10. Most recently, they swept Pepperdine 7-0. And Kevin, what's the most impressive part about this tennis team to you right now?
Well, Chris, for me, I've been really impressed with freshman sensation Jana Jurkova from Slovakia. Now, although Cal as a team is ranked 8th in the nation, Jurkova in singles is 23-3 on the season and ranked 16th. So she's really been a surprise.
Well, that 16 ranking is a jump from 52
earlier
in the season.
Jump.
Definitely. So that's a big thing. She was also Pac-10 Player of the Week for 1 week in March. So, very, very impressive on that front. But as well, I wanted to point out the Pac-10 strength. And to be 6-1 in this conference, 8 of the 10 teams in the Pac-10 are ranked in the national rankings right now. So, it's definitely something that, the women's tennis team can definitely be proud of. Well, that's all the time we have for this week on Back and Forth. On a final note, Bruce Snyder, a former Cal coach, passed away on Tuesday. He was the 1990 Pac-10 Coach of the Year and led the Bears to 2 bowl wins.
For Chris Carr, I'm Kevin Cohen. Thanks for watching.